Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be part 1 of 3 on my lecture series on how to solve equations that aren't quadratic, just solving other types of equations. In this video, we're going to learn about how to solve other kinds of polynomial equations. Let's get started. Just to be clear, what I mean by a polynomial equation is just any equation that sets two polynomials equal to each other. And in these kinds of equations, factoring is usually a powerful tool. Let's see how we can use factoring to solve this first one. X squared plus 8x plus 12 is equal to 0. Well, we know how to factor that equation on the left-hand side. After all, this is still a quadratic equation. I can factor this guy into x plus 6 and x plus 2 equals 0. Using my zero product property, that gives me two separate equations to solve. X plus 6 equal to 0 and x plus 2 equal to 0. That gives me x equals -6 and x equals -2 as my solutions. This one's not too different. But here in the next problem, you'll notice I actually have a cubic equation, right? I have a degree 3 polynomial. So what do? Well, notice that on both sides, I've got polynomials this time. I'm just gonna start that one over. Notice that in this one, I've got a cubic polynomial. That means a degree 3 polynomial. So how do I do this one? Well, the strategy is similar to a quadratic equation where I want to move everything over to one side. So I'm going to start with that. I've got x cubed plus 2x squared. And if I subtract the 4x and the 8 from both sides, I end up with minus 4x minus 8 equals 0. The next strategy I want to use is a technique that we call grouping. Notice that that first pair, or the first group of terms, has a common factor, x squared. So I'm going to factor out x squared just from the first two terms, not from the whole thing. And what I'm left over with is x plus 2. Similarly, on the next group, they have a common factor of -4. So I want to factor a -4 out of just the last two terms. And what I'm left over with is, again, x plus 2. Notice now that this has revealed a factor of x plus 2 in the first group and the second group. So I'm going to factor that x plus 2 out. And I need a little bit more room here, I think. So I'm going to factor out the x plus 2. In the first group, I'm left over with x squared. In the second group, I'm left over with -4. Now this looks a little bit simpler, but I'm still not done fully factoring because I have a difference of squares here. See if you can pause the video here and finish this problem off for me. There's factors into x plus 2 and x minus 2. But now I've got two copies of x plus 2 that are both going to produce the same solution for me, x equals -2. The factor x minus 2 is going to give me the solution x equals +2. In this video, we took a look at how to solve other kinds of polynomial equations by factoring. In the next video, we're going to take a look at how to solve radical equations. Catch y'all in the next one.